it's this constant battle. And I read all the time. I listen to your CDs constantly in the car. I don't listen to music anymore. My kids hate me for it, but I listen to the CDs all the time. And I can't seem to get back there, number one. Number two, I can't seem to surrender. I can't live in the now. I don't know how to get to that blissful, peaceful... I know it's probably really hard to live there on a daily basis when you're involved with the whole world trying to get you out of it, and it's a strength that I have to eventually develop. But do you have any suggestions for me?
Yes, I do. I think that you have to understand that the world is crooked, it's not straight. That, again, read the Tao. I mean, I study it every day. I practice it, I live it. I feel like Lao Tzu is right there with me every day. And it's, my dear, it's hills and valleys. Einstein said that nothing happens until something moves. Mm-hmm. So everything in the universe, in the physical world, in the world of the 10,000 things, everything in the material world is movement. It's all movement, movement, movement. Even this chair is movement under a strong microscope. It's a dance, right? We all know that. We've had a physics class, all right? So that if everything is movement, then you are a subatomic particle in a cell called humanity. You are moving as well. Now, if the world looks like this, peaks, valleys, and you're in a valley, in the Tao it says that hidden in all misfortune is fortune, good fortune. Good fortune is always hidden in misfortune. So you're in a low point in your life. Whatever that might be, however you might process it, your low point might be somebody else's high point, but you're in a low point, and you're moving. The only thing that you can do if you're moving, and if you understand the cycles, and the Tao is a lot about the cyclical nature of the universe, ups and downs, the seasons. Everything in the physical world has its seasons. There's a time for everything and everything in its time. And if you're in a valley, you have to move towards a peak. You have to. Good fortune is on its way if you're moving. Now, the same thing is true when you're in something called good fortune. You're at the peak and you're moving. You're at the top. You're moving. When you're at the top and you're moving, you're going to come out of that. And you're going to look at that. Unless you are in something that fuses the peaks and the valleys. That's called oneness. That's called God Consciousness. That's called God Realization. But you are a human being who is working at living God Realization, but you're in a physical universe, which has ups and downs, beginnings and ends, dichotomies, opposites. They're always there. So that you must know that when you're in one of those places and you're in that state of bliss and so on, that the way you process it, you're going to find yourself down here. And then when you get down, you're going to go back up. And you begin to step outside of all of that. In A Course in Miracles, there's a line that says, it speaks about the perfect oneness. A mind at war with itself. A mind at war with itself remembers not eternal gentleness. Eternal gentleness is where you came from. Eternal, that's how the Course defines it, eternal gentleness. But when you are in a dichotomy, meaning when you're in a physical body, when you are in a relationship, when there's always a duality, and there's always a duality in the physical world. As long as you are in that duality, you're going to experience those things. And rather than judging it and saying, oh, that wasn't it because it doesn't last, nothing lasts. Nothing lasts. There's not even a now. The whole thing is a joke. There's no now. You say I can't live in the now. Give me a now. As soon as you process a now, it becomes a then.
Right.
The second that you got it, it's gone. There's no now. There's no before. There's no after. There's actually only oneness. But we are in these physical bodies, and as a physical being in a material world, you're in a crooked universe. And nothing is straight. So know that when you're in that high place, that you will leave it. And then you'll come back to it until you die.
And then you go
or die while you're alive.
Right.
You can die while you're alive. And that's what we're all trying to do. Have as much of that bliss as possible. But if you think that I'm in total state of God realization, look, there's not one great spiritual master who ever had 8 kids, all right? Or 3, all right? And same with Buddha, and same with, all of them, all right? But when you have 8 children, when you have a physical world, there's ups and there's downs. They're there all the time. They come and they go. There's sadnesses, in one moment, and there's down. And when you can step outside of all of it and just be the observer to it, you never question any of it anymore. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.